I am in real life Vijay 69. I am the person who breaks this myth of typecasting. I am that person who does not like to be slaughtered.
मैं आज भी जब भी लंदन जाता हूँ, न्यूयॉर्क जाता हूँ, हमेशा एक लॉटरी टिकट खरीदता हूँ।
अच्छा।
वहाँ डॉलर्स में लगती है ना लॉटरी कि एक दिन भाई मैं बिलियनर बन जाऊंगा।
उसको ड्रीमर नहीं बोलते, उसको गैम्बलर बोलते हैं।
गैम्बलर नहीं सर। We actually bought our old friendship back in this.
He's at peace with himself. So he's a king of his own life.
But let me confess, जब मैं आया था इस इंडस्ट्री में, I came to be a star. एक्टिंग तो बाद में आई।
अच्छी एक्टिंग जो करता है वो हीरो होता है।
That's true.
हमारे यहाँ जो बुरी एक्टिंग करता है विद ऑल रिस्पेक्ट टू यू, वो हीरो होता था।
He's also mentioning me in that when a script comes to you, first of all, don't read it because you're not directing it. Just hear your role. And if you've got those 1-2 good scenes in it, I feel you should do it.
No, जब हम फर्स्ट डे की शूटिंग कर रहे थे विजय 69 की, नॉर्मल सीन था। इसने रिहर्सल में इतनी एक्टिंग की, को लगा कि मेरा कैरेक्टर एक्टर है, हीरो इसका अनुपम खेर है, मैं आज ही टूट पड़ता हूँ। दिला की मानता नहीं, I played his father. My getup was his father, Dr. Panday's father.
Real life. Yeah.
Real life.
And we'd have these big arguments at home. Dad, I want to be an actor. I said, actor you be later. First you become a star.
Team Vijay 69, welcome to Midday. First of all, beautiful, very, very emotional and uplifting trailer. I was just thinking that line just really stayed with me from the trailer. कि जो हम जिंदगी के सपने देखते हैं और चाहते हैं कि ऐसा हो, और जो जिंदगी में होता है वो अलग होता है, और ये सबकी कहानी है।
बिल्कुल।
And that just got me thinking that both of you with this huge experience, जब आए थे इंडस्ट्री में तो of course you had carried those dreams. Sir, if I start with you today, dreams जो देखे थे और जो reality you have lived, वो कितनी अलाइन है और कितना एक दूसरे से सेपरेट है?
First of all, thank you for liking the trailer of Vijay 69. It's a very special film in our careers. ड्रीम्स की कोई इंतहा नहीं होती। एक बहुत खूबसूरत लाइन एंड में भी है कि सपनों की कोई एक्सपायरी डेट नहीं होती है। ड्रीम्स का सिलेबस चेंज होता रहता है। जब मैं छोटा था तो मैं सोचता था मैं एक्टर बनूं, फिर मैंने सोचा मैं ड्रामा स्कूल ज्वाइन करूं, फिर मैं सोचा बॉम्बे आ जाऊं, फिर मैंने सोचा कि मेरे को कोई ऐसी फिल्म मिले जो मुझे 40 साल तक बरकरार रखे, फिर मुझे लगा कि मैं वैरायटी ऑफ रोल्स करूं, फिर मुझे लगा कि मैं अंग्रेज़ी फिल्में करूं। तो ड्रीम आँखें खुली के साथ भी जो है ना, वो ड्रीम्स देखते रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है, बहुत ही ज़रूरी है। मिथुन दा ने अपनी एक्सेप्टेंस स्पीच में बड़ी अच्छी लाइन बोली थी, मिथुन चक्रवर्ती साहब ने, जब उनको दादा साहब फाल्के अवार्ड मिला था। उन्होंने कहा कि जब आप सो भी रहे हों, सोने से पहले भी अगर जाग जाओ तो ड्रीम्स देखते रहना चाहिए। I think that was such a beautiful.
सोने से पहले भी जाग जाओ तो ड्रीम्स
देखते रहना चाहिए।
डे ड्रीमिंग।
It's very important, I think, as an individual. And ये individual ड्रीम देखता है एक्टर के बारे में। Acting is part of my life. It is not my life. So you have to first work on the person, and that person will work on the actor in you. It's not कि मैं as an actor मेरा अलग ड्रीम है, but in real life I am not like Vijay 69. I am in real life Vijay 69. I am the person who breaks this myth of typecasting. I am that person who does not like to be slaughtered. I am the person who wants to push boundaries and sort of do things which people say is not possible. आपको लोग पूरी कोशिश करते हैं कि आप मीडियोकर बने रहो। पूरी कोशिश होती है, बिकॉज उनको अपना चेहरा नजर आता है शीशे में।
True.
तो वो शीशा पहले तो सबसे पहले वो तोड़ना होता है। आप कैसे वो कर सकते हो? कौन डिसाइड कर सकता है कि आप ये नहीं कर सकते हो? मुझे तैरना नहीं आता था और इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट थी, हालांकि मैं चाहता कि उनको बोलता कि यार मुझे तैरना नहीं आता, किसी डुप्लीकेट से करा लें। बट पिक्चर करेज की है और एक्टर करेज नहीं दिखा रहा है। आई डिडंट वांट टू डू दैट कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन, आई डिड नॉट वांट टू।
अनबिलीव दिस द राइट शोल्डर आई एम हिटिंग। आपने वो वाला
या मेरा कंधा भी टूट गया था इस पिक्चर के दौरान।
बट सर अंग्रेजी में आप जैसे लोगों को कहते हैं मैवरिक।
अच्छा।
जो कन्वेंशन तोड़ के कुछ डिफरेंट चीजें करते हैं। आई थिंक खेर साहब हैज ऑलवेज बीन डूइंग दैट। आई हैव बीन वेरी वेरी इंस्पायर्ड बाय हिम। एंड एज ही सेड कि हमारे ड्रीम्स के गोल पोस्ट हमेशा बदली होते रहते हैं, बट इट्स नेवर गिव अप। मैं आज भी जब भी लंदन जाता हूँ, न्यूयॉर्क जाता हूँ, हमेशा एक लॉटरी टिकट खरीदता हूँ। वहाँ डॉलर्स में लगती है ना लॉटरी कि एक दिन भाई मैं बिलियनर बन जाऊंगा।
ड्रीमर नहीं बोलते, उसको गैम्बलर बोलते हैं।
गैम्बलर नहीं सर। Gambling with छोटा मोटा dreaming also. So never give up dreaming, but हाँ एक दिन लॉटरी तो जरूर जीतूंगा सर.
But I also feel कि एक dream तो है आपका सर जो I think you fulfilled.
Which is?
Of this breaking this convention. I think when you entered the industry,
Yes.
this is what you wanted to do.
Now I'm greedy to break so many other things. I'm greedy to have a film like this every second year. I am directing a film which we'll talk about when the opportunity comes. But that also I took up a subject which was going to be difficult. When you have done so much work, I was telling Chunky outside that you have to make your job difficult. आप इतने interviews करती हैं मगर आपके गिने चुने सवाल होते हैं. But I think Vijay 69 inspired you to start the interview in a different manner. You understand? So we all can be ordinary. And the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra.
Yeah.
You have to bring that element into life.
Absolutely. But Chunky, for you, if I have to ask you to be in the same frame, you know, you've not that you haven't acted, both of you have acted before, but today both of you are in such different stages of your career, life. There's a life lived, right? To then have, you know, this sort of dynamic on screen where this is you are also somewhere I can sense a confidant, you know, to Vijay.
Yes.
And he can be himself. He can also spell out his most, what people would call the most outrageous dream. And this is a man who will stand by him but also be like, "Arey kya, you are all gonna do that." ये dynamic play करना कैसा था after so many years to reunite with him and you know.
Of course, I mean our journey started with Tezaab, and then we've done stuff like Apna Sapna Money Money and a lot of other hit films down the line. So I think more than friendship, I think I play a bounce board to him in this film. More like a bouncing board और जो ताने मारते रहता है इसको. But I think our real life chemistry helped because, you know, Kher Saab is like a power station. You can only take power from him. He's always got so much of it in him that all you have to do is touch him or be around him and you're supercharged like a light bulb. Literally, you come on. So we actually bought our old friendship back in this, on screen and off screen. You know, we used to sit and have meals together, talk about the old days, and we just became the best of friends when we were shooting this. Then he is a super busy man, and he really got busy after that. So yeah, that reflects on screen. So what you're seeing is actually, as he says, you have to be that person to finally get it on screen.
I think it's like our relationships, the friendships like this or relationships like that are like wearing the same sweater which makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, you have that और वही पुराना लिहाफ. मैं तो शिमला का एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ जहाँ ठंड पड़ती थी, एक खास किस्म का कंबल में कंफर्ट होता था. कुछ दोस्तों में, कुछ रिश्तों में ऐसा होता था और ये पॉसिबल तभी था, अब नहीं है पॉसिबल में. अब रिश्ते जो हैं, मैं नहीं कह रहा कि लोग दे आर नॉट केपेबल ऑफ इट, बट the technology has changed everything. There is no time. We didn't have any vanity vans. We did not have so many people surrounding us. We didn't have makeup places. We used to get makeup done under a tree, under a shed, a kind of a thing. But what we had, what we had was conversations. And conversations are the best form of building relationships.
So true.
एक सुनाने वाला होना चाहिए, एक सुनने वाला चाहिए.
But what about Chunky has stayed the same?
Yes,
he stayed the same too.
Become better. Chunky was restless at a time. Once I think we were all restless. But his depth, his understanding, he projects himself to be ऐसी मस्त मौला. मगर the conversations that we've had, I think it's an interview you discover what a man or what a person has become. His understanding of life, his acceptance of life. You become happy if you accept life as it is.
As it is, your journey.
You know, that doesn't have anything to do. I'm not saying that he's not ambitious. Of course he is ambitious. But he's at peace with himself. So he's a king. Anybody who is at peace with himself is a king of his own life. I think that's an amazing discovery. He says very complimentary things to me. But I'm so happy and so proud of him for the work that he has done in this film and for the person he has become over the last so many years.
So I must tell you about the work in this film. It was a Parsi character, and आप तो जानते हो, when I do a character, I do it over the top. I make it very caricature, but he told me control it. Believe me, you don't need to. This is not that kind of film, and he really controlled me. Of course, the director controlled me a lot, but Kher Saab
मैं
of
इनका हाथ
course
पकड़ के रखता था, जब ये
handheld
जहाँ ये थोड़ा जोर से करते थे मैं हाथ दबा देता था, तो सडनली ही विल से आई
और इन्होंने मुझे प्रॉमिस किया कि मुझे अवार्ड मिलने वाला है इस फिल्म में।
100%.
Because
Positively, he is going to get an award for this film.
My first nomination in my life was Tezaab, which we were both there in the film, and I lost that award to him, and he got it for a film called Vijay 69.
No,
I'll never
I
forget
got a
that.
film for
Vijay. Vijay. Now we are doing Vijay 69, and he's promised
No,
me.
he's very good. He's amazing. The film is amazing. The director has written such a brilliant script. मतलब अगर आपको 2.5 मिनट के ट्रेलर में ये फीलिंग आई है, अब आप इसको देखो, ये 2 घंटे की फिल्म होगी, and it moves, it goes, it makes you believe in life, whatever age group you are in.
Open your eyes.
And first of all, in today's time, it's very important to feel that we live in a good world.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly made to feel that you're not living in a good world. This film makes you believe यार कुछ भी है, लोग अच्छे ही हैं. It's not one of those cynical, horrible movies. The only thing that Vijay does, is to abuse sometimes.
He's the horrible guy, but the world is beautiful.
Yeah.
No, I love that line when he says that just because I'm old, should I just wake up, read newspaper, go for a walk, sleep and then die?
Yes.
And it's very weird, but it reminded me of my father-in-law who recently had a brain stroke, and right now because he's recovering, so his life is about, and his routine used to be get up, read newspaper, go out, and he's a journalist, so he would also go out and be in the city and everything, and right now the movement is restricted, so he's reading newspaper, he's going for his walk, he's taking medicines, and he's sleeping.
It's frustrating.
And it's just it is frustrating for him and for all of us, and especially of course for a man who has been all
there,
life
yes.
Out and about. And when I was watching that, and I just felt that I feel in cinema also we tend to invisibilize old age. For us it's always the
कि
perspectives of
बेचारा
a
आदमी
youth कि यार आप मुझे तंग कर रहे हो, आपका generation gap है, or we look at him like you said from a sympathetic lens. But for a person of that age of at 69 to take charge and be at the center stage and look at the world. So basically we are looking at the world from his eyes.
Correct.
That doesn't
और
happen
किसी से भी
every
पंगा
day.
लेने को तैयार है.
हाँ.
मतलब देख अपनी उम्र देख, नहीं, he is ready to की आँख तेरी, तू कौन है, आपको समझता क्या तू, हाँ? That is so attractive quality.
Absolutely. And to have that, I mean, that age represented as a lead.
As a lead.
To be
You
on
couldn't
that
have thought of
poster,
it.
you'd ever, and sometimes I feel like if only you could have done this, sir, because you started your career also
Playing an old man.
at that young age.
Yeah.
And how do you look at this as an actor, that why do we not have more stories with, age of heroes, heroines in a different age?
We are conditioned like that. We believe in cliches.
Yeah.
And we love success stories, but it's a success story.
Yeah.
Mine
He's
is
a hero.
success story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we are also very lucky that we have streaming platforms. We have Netflix, where you can tell these stories, and it can go to 190 countries and can be subtitled, dubbed in millions of languages. It's such a wonderful, exciting times to be in a profession if you know your job.
If you know your job.
Yeah, if you know your job. Means
Finally, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, otherwise, if you don't know your job, you can easily get exposed. Your
Yeah.
first film can be your last film. So I think it's a great combination of the time that we are living in. I'm a doer. I'm not a cribber. Because I think it's very important. It's very easy to criticize life.
Correct.
It's very easy to sort of be depressed, upset. Not talking about clinical depression.
Yeah, but like the feelings, huh?
Yeah, यार, अरे ऐसा थोड़ा होता है. कुछ लोग बैठे रहते हैं. जब मैं struggling actor था ना, I must tell you this. जब मैं बॉम्बे आया, तो सबने मुझे कहा कि पंपोश में, बैंड्रा में पंपोश रेस्टोरेंट है, वहाँ जाओ, प्रीति थिएटर के बाहर बैठो, स्ट्रगल करो. तो मैंने कहा चलो यार, एक सिस्टम होता होगा. तो मैं चला गया पंपोश में. तो वहाँ पर I was 24, 25 और 26. तो वहाँ कुछ अधेड़ उम्र के लोग बैठे हुए थे, मोटी आवाज वाले और ये सब. और एवरीबडी वाज सिपिंग दैट सम कॉफी और समथिंग लाइक दैट एंड सेइंग 11 साल से स्ट्रगल कर रहा हूँ भाई साहब. 11 साल से आया था वो लंबू महबूब स्टूडियो में, मैंने तो देखा ही नहीं. Then I thought he's talking about Mr. Bachchan. मैंने अपने आप को फ्लैश फॉरवर्ड में देखा कि 7 साल बाद मैं बैठा इन्हीं के साथ ये कह रहा हूँ 7 साल से स्ट्रगल कर रहा हूँ. आई नेवर सैट with them. I think it's very important to be lonely, alone, frustrated, but you will find a path.
Yeah.
Hungry.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this is also an outcome. I was looking for something which will challenge me, which will make me learn swimming for the first time in my life. At the age of 68 to learn swimming.
Impossible.
People think क्या पागल हो गया? But हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है.
But that's amazing. And Chunky, I also feel like, I think what sir also said, you know, that there is a change in you, you know, as a person. I feel that's reflecting on screen. And I feel also the parts that you are taking up. Like this year, I also happened to watch this series called Industry.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah,
Rakesh
and I
Raman.
love that. And I think you were playing this very fraudulent producer, and he's like a schemer.
From our times, and we had many of them. बहुत
And
थे ऐसे.
जो real estate में भी है, और we know these characters in the industry, and I felt like the way you impersonated them, it didn't feel caricatured. It felt like a real person.
Like a real guy.
And I wanted to ask you, do you sense this change in you as a performer, and do you also feel streaming has really, you know, empowered an actor like you?
Of course. I mean, it's found so many hidden gems. But let me confess, जब मैं आया था इस industry में, I came to be a star. Acting तो बाद में आई. I learnt it from working with people like Mr. Kher and so many other great actors I worked with. But you know, I always felt that being a hero is now. I'm not saying that those grapes are sour, but a hero at our time had a lot of limitations as to what he could do. He always had to be the good guy. While Kher Saab and all got to be good, bad, ugly, everything possible. And I always wondered what a beautiful thing that must be. You know, when I used to see Kher Saab, Shakti, Kader Bhai, all these guys doing all that stuff they were doing.
So true.
And now I've got a chance. I'm not even doing 10% of what they've done. But to play all these different characters, which I'm getting a chance to do, I'm really enjoying it. And I'm learning, you know.
And the hero definition has also changed. It's changing. It's
I always considered myself to be a hero in the film. Everywhere from the beginning. मैंने तो सुभाष घई साहब को बोला था कि actual hero of the film is Dr. Dang.
Yeah, true.
Dr. Dang.
The film rotates around him.
Dr. Dang नहीं. Dr. Dang is a professional, is a terrorist. हैं? वो आता है एक जेल में और वो जेलर को बोलता है जो happens to be दिलीप कुमार. अगर दिलीप साहब डॉक्टर डैंग का रोल कर रहे होते तो डॉक्टर डैंग हीरो होता.
Correct.
है कि नहीं. वो कहता भाई मुझे उबला हुआ खाना चाहिए, फूल चाहिए, मुझे यहाँ पर टब चाहिए, और वो जेलर को थप्पड़ मार देता है.
बस.
अब वो रिवेंज लेता है. मिस्टर बच्चन करें तो वो हीरो, अनुपम खेर करें तो विद ऑल ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट टू एवरीबॉडी. इट्स आई ऑलवेज कंसिडर्ड माई सेल्फ, वेदर इट वाज खोसला का घोंसला, वेदर इट वाज संसार, वेदर इट वाज शोला और शबनम, ये हीरो है. बिकॉज पढ़ा लिखा एक्टर था मैं. हमारे पढ़े लिखे एक्टर को पता होता है कि हीरो अच्छी एक्टिंग जो करता है वो हीरो होता है.
That's true.
हमारे यहाँ जो बुरी एक्टिंग करता है विद ऑल रिस्पेक्ट टू यू वो हीरो होता था, और जो एक्टिंग अच्छी करते थे वो कैरेक्टर होते थे.
ऐसा क्यों होता था लेकिन?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
मतलब I could see through an actor कि ये हीरो है और ये कितना बुरा है.
तो इंडस्ट्री में जब फिर ऐसे बहुत एग्जांपल्स है एक्टिंग
कम, लेकिन please talk about stars. He's talking about stars.
ये जो डिस्कनेक्ट है, सो ये
And I
क्यों
could
है?
see fear in their eyes. One of the reason that I opened an acting school was for people like fearful people like that.
He's also mentioning me in that. But let me tell you, जब मैं script सुनता हूँ, like you asking me how am I doing these kind of roles, I've realized that when a script comes to you, first of all, don't read it because you're not directing it. So there's no use reading the script. Just hear your role. And if you've got those 1-2 good scenes in it, I feel you should do it. Because लोग जब सिनेमा से निकलते हैं ना, वो लोग 1-2 सीन याद रखते, पूरी पिक्चर कभी याद नहीं रखते. तो अगर वो एक सीन मिल गया और उसके बाद 4-5 सपोर्टिंग सीन मिल गए, I think the job is done. And of course, keep imagining you're the hero of the film. That's it.
No, जब हम फर्स्ट डे की शूटिंग कर रहे थे विजय 69 की, तो चंकी के मन में था कि ये अपनी पूरी एक्टिंग की दुकान लेकर आया था. नॉर्मल सीन था, इसने रिहर्सल में इतनी एक्टिंग की, मैंने कहा मर गया ये तो पूरी पिक्चर में ऐसे करना. मैंने कहा चंकी, इन सिनेमा 90% इज जस्ट बी योरसेल्फ, 10% इज एक्टिंग. बिकॉज उसको लगा कि मैं मेरा कैरेक्टर एक्टर है, हीरो इसका अनुपम खेर है, मैं आज ही टूट पड़ता हूँ. First he was playing in this Parsi guy, then his getup was a little, my getup was already exaggerated with lot of hair and moustache, so I had to calm him down by making him eat some biryani somewhere, etc.
ठंडा कर दिया मुझे, ठंडा कर.
हाँ, मैंने कहा रिलैक्स कर, बहुत टाइम है एक्टिंग करने का, पूरी पिक्चर में तू बहुत that's why I said he will get an award for this film.
Because he was being
The award
letting himself be.
I'm rubbing it in the award I missed so many years ago.
Yeah, you all.
But I also want to ask you, sir, when you said ki you always looked at yourself as a hero, when you see this larger disconnect around you, right, in the industry, as was the norm, and yet you kept choosing the kind of characters you went for. How does an actor stay on that path when the whole industry is telling you कि hero बनना है तो ये role करने हैं?
No, I think you have to work in the conditions that you are. You can't change till you change the conditions. ऐसा मैं बेवकूफ होता कि नहीं ऐसे नहीं होता. I had to. My brief to myself was you be good in the film. So if you notice, whatever film that I did, I have tried my level best to be good in it. I used to improvise in Dil Hai Ki Manta Nahi. I played
that.
his father. My get-up was his father, Dr. Panday's father.
Real life. Yeah.
Real life.
Inspired.
Achha.
The whole world knew about it. I had said in all my interviews, this get-up of long hair, disheveled look is Dr. Sharad Pandya's look. So I can be very unhappy by thinking that I am not doing things where I was the main. No, I think you have to make the best use of the opportunities that are given to you.
It's
and
more
if you're
than the
good,
main.
you will shine.
So today that you have this long-standing career where people talk about, people go back to Saransh, you know, people go back to every film that you did when you started. And I have to mention here the 90s where you were part of the biggest
Blockbusters.
amazing blockbusters, comedies. Like I watch, my family and I watch Hasina Maan Jayegi today, like whenever we are together. And when we watch Gulzari Lal, it's impossible for us to not laugh, and you sometimes feel this has to be an actor's amazing, terrific talent to pull off this buffoonery and be so good
Because
at
the
it.
actor is not taking himself
So seriously, correct, correct.
Actor is having fun. वो हसीना मान जाए कि हम गोवा पहुंचे तो डेविड कहता है करो ना लाइन, हाँ ये लाइन है आप करो. So I said ऐसे तो ये बड़ा बोरिंग है एक ऐसे आदमी का कान रहा. तो then we invented all this. ये ऐसे करके
This was done on set.
on the set, on the
नमस्ते पीछे से.
on the set किया है first day में.
Man, अपना सपना मनी you were so good.
या चश्मा मैंने बनवाया था कि इसको नजर ही नहीं आता, यहाँ पर कैरेक्टर खड़ा है, यहाँ पर खड़े होके बात कर रहा है. या हम में फर्स्ट डे मुकुल आनंद जी ने के साथ जो शूटिंग की थी हमने कैंसिल कर दी फर्स्ट डे.
Okay.
बिकॉज इट वाज नॉट वर्किंग, मी एंड अन्नू कपूर. देन वी थॉट दैट हम इसको हिमाचली भाषा में बात करते हैं जी, आज ऐसे बात करेंगे. टोको तू क्या सोच रहा है. तो दैट इज हाउ शोला और शबनम, all these things. I think I missed the cinema of 90s. But this is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
This he
Because
showcased
the
all
audience
what
is-
he's done all
Also,
through the
audience
years.
is educated. Audience
Yeah.
has so many sources of entertainment today. There are malls, there are multiplexes, there are so many mobile phones, there is games on the mobile phone. You have to be brilliant for them to leave everything and watch you.
But then lastly, tell me, what has age taught you?
That you can always start from scratch.
That's
At
so
any age.
wonderful.
At any age, yeah, you can always start. Age तो
And
another. इनकी तो एज भी नहीं हुई
नहीं
है.
अभी तो ये तो
ये तो
दूध
बाकी
के दांत
जवान है.
नहीं निकले अभी तक.
but then
रियल वाले गिर गए, दूध के निकले नहीं अभी तक.
but age की बात करेंगे तो obviously I have to end this on this note that this has also been such a special year for you on a personal level.
Thank
with
you.
with your daughter actor Ananya Panday
Thank you.
delivering one success after the other, and especially I think that success counts because her performances are being appreciated. And you know when she began her career, she began on a note where people were skeptical about what kind of actor will she eventually turn into. There was criticism, and she took it in her stride, and today she's she is trying to collaborate with filmmakers who value stories. How does that make you feel as a father?
A little scary because I used to have the biggest fights with her and conflict that I felt she should keep just doing commercial cinema and songs and dance, and And we'd have these big arguments at home. Dad, I want to be an actor. I said, actor you be later, first you become a star. But she said, no Dad, I'll become a star. First let me be an actor. So now slowly, after you telling me this,
After understood what acting is.
acting is, I'm now slowly realizing that maybe she was saying, telling the right thing, and I should encourage her with what
She
she's
will
doing.
survive for a long time.
Absolutely.
I am proud of her, and I'm proud to be known as Ananya Pandey's father.
That's so beautiful because I spoke to her after Dream Girl 2.
Haji.
And what I always like about Ananya, she's very candid. Like she's trying not to take herself seriously, and she knows that she's at a young age, she will make mistakes.
Yes.
So it's better to just own it.
Own it.
And she told me that when I had entered the industry, and it reminded me of what you told me, that जब मैं आई थी तो मुझे ना हीरोइन बनना था. मैंने 90s की फिल्में देखी हैं, मुझे करिश्मा कपूर बनना था. एक्टिंग मैंने सोचा नहीं था, मुझे स्टार बनना है. But when I worked with Shakun Batra, and she said गहराइयाँ turned it for her.
Correct.
She realized that what acting, the joy of the process and getting into a character gives you is unparalleled. And
That's
she's like,
true.
now I've decided that I will create a balance. Like commercial, lekin want to go for a Vikramaditya Motwane and this is like today people are often told that बड़े पर्दे पे आओगे, अगर आप नए आ रहे हो तो आपको छोटे पर्दे पे आओगे तो your stardom will not be that how it will be on the big screen.
सिर्फ जाहिल लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं.
I know, and they discourage actors, newcomers especially, कि box office law. But for Ananya to then remove that noise and go for a Call Me Bae.
Yes.
And go for a control which are on streaming platforms and then make an audience for herself is such a refreshing route to take.
Thank you. No, and today I think streaming platforms and the mobile phone have become the biggest screens in the world. I mean, the maximum screens.
The
reach.
amount of places that this film will reach is phenomenal. I think we're very happy. So, Vijay 69 on 8th of November.
Yes.
Please watch it on Netflix.
Yes.
And thank you for the kind words.
And on that note, thank you so much both of you. Can't wait to watch, cry, laugh and smile watching Vijay 69.
You'll love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.